A rich and handsome man earning millions a year fell in love with a 33-year-old ugly woman. It's not that the man has some special fetish, but the woman went to Thailand to get a little ghost. Today's story turns back 15 years inside an accounting firm in Shanghai. There was a girl named Dong Lu, actually age 33, but looks like she's over 35 and no limit up. To call her ugly is actually to wrong her. She's really not that ugly, mainly just sloppy. As a girl, she always has greasy hair every day, so greasy that even American satellites can't capture it. Otherwise, she'd be taken for interrogation in minutes. Where do they get that much oil to use for washing hair? Being sloppy and surrounded by such handsome men and women makes Dong Lu look uglier. But Dong Lu happened to fall in love with their manager. That manager is 29, handsome, good-looking, and rich. Except for being a bit short, you could say he was hatched from a height. You'd think unless he was blind, he wouldn't possibly fancy Dong Lu. Dong Lu was well aware of this, but still harbored some hope and tried to groom herself, applied makeup, and expressed her feelings to the manager. But really, you don't know what despair is until you don't try. The manager is really hard to deal with in the past few years. There's a lot of messy news online. Once Dong Lu came across an article about Thai little ghosts, saying it's a very popular type of spirit control in Thailand, made from the bones of a child used to summon spirits, combined with oil. Online offerings can be used to command them. It can bring wealth and attract love. Many celebrities use them. A female star, to keep a wealthy patron, kept a little ghost. Dong Lu, crazy in love, didn't care about anything else and took a special trip to Thailand. After asking around, she spent a lot of money to get one. She even specifically placed the spirit's image in her room. She had to worship daily. They say the happier the ghost, the smoother its work. Dong Lu worshipped for a month before daring to make her request, fearing the ghost would be unhappy and refuse to help. Her only request was for the manager to fall in love with her, though it sounds wicked, but it really worked. The next day, the manager started chatting with Dong Lu on his own. This is so rare. The last time Dong Lu expressed her feelings to the manager, he was forcing her. The two talked more and more passionately, got closer and closer. Within half a month, the manager broke up with his previous girlfriend and got together with Dong Lu, and they made it official. The two had little interaction before. This sudden change led to a lot of gossip among colleagues. Even some asked Dong Lu directly what kind of love potion she used. They wanted to learn her methods, but Dong Lu kept her mouth shut. After all, dealing with spirits is similar to witchcraft. It's really hard to speak out, but Dong Lu, busy in love, soon forgot she was keeping a little ghost at home. She was completely focused on the manager and hadn't made offerings to the ghost for a long time. Then one night, while she was sleeping, she suddenly dreamed of a child crying and screaming, "Mommy, I'm so hungry," and rushing towards Dong Lu. At this time, Dong Lu, immersed in love, inevitably felt maternal, so she crouched down and picked up the child. But the child suddenly changed his face. His eyes turned red and bloody, and he bit down on Dong Lu's hand, sucking her blood greedily. Dong Lu felt like the child was like a pump, draining her blood continuously. She could barely stand, feeling like she was about to die from blood loss. Dong Lu slowly woke up. Although the ghost didn't appear in reality, the feeling of weakness was real. Her lips were even pale, that feeling of blood loss. Dong Lu then realized it was the ghost's doing. She came to her senses. Keeping a ghost isn't as simple as feeding it rice. It demands blood, which is quite troublesome, and you can't keep a ghost for too long. It will eventually turn against its master, everything. Dong Lu also didn't want to continue worshipping the ghost. She was ready to be done with it, so she found a major temple in Shanghai, where she consulted a master about her situation. The master wasn't pleased at first, saying she never prayed before but now remembered to seek help in a crisis. Moreover, what she did was morally wrong. Being troubled by the ghost was her karma, but a true practitioner values every encounter as fated and helps those in trouble as not to lose blessings. Of course, that's only the truly enlightened. Most of those who ask for money are frauds. Later, the master helped Dong Lu for free, giving her a talisman to keep on her person, to wear it, and not to put it in her pocket. With the talisman, the ghost wouldn't dare approach. Later, she found time to attach a talisman to the ghost's image to neutralize it. Dong Lu casually stuck it on her nape and covered it with a scarf. Before leaving, the master reminded Dong Lu that the ghost was only using illusions to temporarily deceive the manager. During this time, the manager saw Dong Lu as if she was beautified and that it would wear off after a while, so he hoped Dong Lu would be honest with the manager soon to avoid a harsh breakup. The master meant well, hoping Dong Lu wouldn't make another mistake. But to Dong Lu, this was unthinkable. She had even planned what to name their kids. Breaking this dream was too cruel, so she decided to go all in. First, to have a physical relationship with the manager, to create evidence. Later, the manager couldn't deny their relationship. That evening, after her plan, Donglu rushed back from the manager's house to her bedroom to place the talisman on the ghost's image, but she made a mistake. Donglu hadn't removed the talisman from her nape. Previously, she had forgotten to take it off. After sweating, the talisman had soaked through and blurred. When the ghost saw the talisman in Donglu's hand, it knew she was trying to abandon it. The ghost revealed its true form, looking menacing, and stared at her. Its mouth bristling with sharp teeth lunged at Donglu's neck. Whether it was the blurred talisman or Donglu's luck, she narrowly escaped. She sought the master again for a new talisman and dealt with the ghost. But soon after, the manager regained his senses and immediately broke up with her. No matter what Donglu did, it was useless. Even showing evidence of their relationship, the manager just angrily told her to leave. Heartbroken, Donglu eventually left Shanghai and returned to her hometown, but it's unknown whether using the ghost caused her to lose her life force. She died not long after.